Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Or something like that. Sorry guys, don't practice these things much. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. And to you and you and you. Happy Halloween. Halloween weekend. Did anyone go out and get dressed up? Isn't it kind of weird when you officially do the Halloween party? Now, Halloween, of course, for the trick-or-treaters is on the 31st. But what do you do? Where do you put the party? So the Saturday before, the 28th, we played on the 27th, Friday night, at a bar in Hamilton, and I thought maybe you should bring the costume. But nobody was dressed up. Actually, there's some people that walked in and was dressed up, but yeah, it wasn't the feel. Anyways, and our night, Bridge on Fire's night in Hamilton was very abbreviated, to say the least, about other things going on in the club and stuff like that. So, got paid, went home, played. What else do you want? Anyhow, yes, Quiet Riot, interesting band. Why am I playing Quiet Riot on October something? It's because this is the anniversary of birthday anniversary of Kevin Dubrow of Quiet Riot, who is the singer, who is now passed away at the age of 52 in the year 2007. Look at me, I did my research today, my Wikipedia. Kevin Dubrow of Quiet Riot. Did he get the respect he should have had? It's funny because a lot of the hair metal bands, there were some really amazing, technical, brilliant players. George Lynch, White Snake, critically acclaimed, that kind of thing. And there's all these other bands, I talked about tiers before, tiers of guitar players. There's tiers of bands too. And there's Kevin Dubrow and Quiet Riot are kind of lumped in with Rat and Dokken and all those bands, kind of, sort of. But the difference is Quiet Riot sold an incredible amount of albums due to the popularity of "Come On Feel the Noise," which was a cover of a Slade tune, which I played Carlos Calvazo's solo just now, sort of. And then of course they had Metal Health, which was their biggest album. They had one big album. They sold a huge amount of money for a huge amount of albums, and put their fame, had carved their stone, and they're in the rock and roll, heavy metal annals of history, whatever you want to call it. When you have a song and everyone knows it. Saw Quiet Riot. If you follow this show, I did a review of the Quiet Riot, Warrant, and Helix show at Casino Rama earlier in October this month, and Quiet Riot was a very abbreviated version of Quiet Riot. Rudy Sarzo was back in the band, but Kevin was replaced by a few singers down the road. But Jizzy Pearl from LA was the singer for Quiet Riot currently, and then a couple other players that were not original members, and then Rudy, of course. But here's a band that everybody knows those two songs. Metal Health, Come On Feel the Noise. They had a bunch of other songs, like Black Cadillac. History of Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot started in clubs with Kevin Dubrow and Randy Rhoads in the band. Rudy Sarzo was in the band for a while, a bunch of other members. But, his claim to fame was it was Randy Rhoads' band in LA, where he was discovered and played his gigs, and finally, through the whole story of the audition to Ozzy Osbourne's audition, and basically joined that band, and unfortunately perished in a plane crash during the the major Diary of a Madman tour. Uh, at that point in time, Quiet Riot had kind of fizzled with Randy gone. Kevin did put the band put it back together after Randy's death, I believe. I don't know the timeline too much, but um, kind of, I guess, used Randy's name because I hadn't heard of Quiet Riot other than the fact that it was associated with Randy Rhoads, and then they had Metal Health and Rudy Sarzo, who went with Randy. Randy got him to play in Ozzy's band. He quit Ozzy's band after that. Apparently, he couldn't handle the post-mortem, I guess you could say, about Randy Rhoads' death, because they continued not too shortly after, because didn't have a lot of money back then, and they had to continue, or that Ozzy's career would have fizzled. So they continued on, and Rudy, I think, says in his book that it was pretty depressing being on the road without Randy, and just thinking about Randy the whole time. Tough life for the couple guys that filled in. Bernie Torme right away filled in just quickly. Then, of course, Brad Gillis took over the entire tour till the end. Ended up going back to Night Ranger, and then of course Jakey Lee took over from there on in. But unsung heroes, Kevin Dubrow didn't always get the respect he had, but I remember one quote. Right, Ronnie James Dio did Stars, which was the heavy metal version of We Are the World, if you guys remember that. Wrote the song with Vivian Campbell and Jimmy Bain. Got a bunch of all other heavy metal people of the times, Yngwie Malmsteen, Rob Halford, Jeff Tate from Queensryche, Paul Shortino, a whole bunch of singers and guitar players, which was cool because they had the whole guitar solo sequence at the end. Brad Gillis was on there too. But I remember one person saying, who should lead the chorus? And someone said, Kevin Dubrow, and everyone was like, why Kevin? And then someone said, who has the loudest voice? And they said, okay, Kevin Dubrow. He can shout the loudest. And he did have that distinctive voice, and and definitely everybody knows those Quiet Riot songs. Whether you like them or not, everybody knows those songs. Anyhow, cheers to Kevin Dubrow and everybody in the Quiet Riot camp and everybody else. I love my unsung heroes, and he's kind of a sung hero, is he not? He did make a lot of money. And another cool story. As I take a sip of my cold coffee, another cool story is there was a outdoor huge festival, as we used to have in the 80s in I think it was called Timber Lake. It was in Michigan, somewhere near Flint, Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, around that area. All the hair metal bands of the day. A young Motley Crue was there. Rat, Night Ranger was there. Except Triumph headlined, which was amazing to see. And but you'll see there's some stories. I think Triumph tells the story, and a few other people tell the story. There's actually a Facebook page about this, and they did the gentleman who tried to compile information as best he could to do a documentary of this concert, and he finally did get it out. It took years for him to compile stuff because there wasn't a lot of footage. I remember Much Music did a show that Much Music cameras went there and filmed most of the show and did interviews, which mostly because Triumph was there. But there was a huge fight backstage between Motley Crue and Kevin Dubrow of Quiet Riot, because I guess it had to do with all the egos of who sold more, who was doing big, and Quiet Riot was big at the time. They sold more, and there was a big argument backstage. I can't remember what exactly it was about, but it was Tommy Lee and Dubrow, and I'm not sure if, knowing Motley Crue, punches were probably thrown. But I remember Rick Emmett and Mike Levine of Triumph saying, hey, it was great just sitting there eating popcorn and watching this all happen, and just hoping and glad that we were just a calmer band. Anyways. Sorry, a little bit of a shred on the Flaming Fernandez. Anyhow, Come out and see us play. Bridge on Fire's got a lot of gigs coming up from now until Christmas. Take a little Christmas break after our gig on the 16th of December, and then we're rocking back into the new year. There is a new band. I can announce it now. We played last Sunday night at Heavy Metal Mark and Pauline's benefit concert. Pauline, unfortunately, is going through some cancer treatment right now. We raised some money to get her daughter and her grandkids to come over to visit her in a tough time, and did a great show. But we debuted our band called Threesome, which is Brad, the singer for Bridge on Fire, who plays bass, who is a bassist, playing bass is a three-piece band, and we have Rodney DeFreitas of Bridge on Fire on drums, and myself of Bridge on Fire on guitar. A little offshoot band to do a few gigs here and there locally. Come out and see us. We might play this song, or we might play a lot of cool hair metal type stuff that nobody really else plays. It's a fun band, and it's going to be ridiculously fun. And Bridge on Fire is rocking. Come out and see us in the new year, and all the way up to Christmas. Anyways, have yourself a great Sunday. Happy Halloween. Take it easy. Bye-bye.